You have to understand everyone's non-verbal expression to be able to connect to them. There was one client who was to be assessed by a psychologist for 3 hours. So he went to a psychologist and he was never ever able to sit for more than 10 minutes anyway. So there was no focus at all. So assessing him for 3 hours was just no. So he misbehaved with the previous psychologist. And it was big hoo-ha that I won't do it. So he never completed the test. He came back. Somebody suggested them my name. And I requested him to come and see me. And if he agrees to get assessed, then I will do it. Otherwise, I will give up. So he came. First 10 minutes, I was studying his non-verbal expression. That he's a very sensitive boy. He's very self-conscious. He's very much aware that he's not good enough. He cannot do better than other students. And he has a fear to get embarrassed if I test him. So I told him that you are perfectly okay. Why are you getting yourself assessed? He said, because my school teacher, she is stupid. She wants me to be assessed. That's the word he used. I said, okay. Now, I don't think you need big assessments. Can we do some small assessments and see whether we can write the report? He said, okay. Then I said, I need to make a cup of tea for myself. I will be going to make a cup of tea. Can you write 10 rules for me, which I should follow, so that we both can complete the assessment without any hiccups?
Fantastic, yep.
So he wrote the first rule for me, give me break after every 10 minutes. And it is not humanly possible when you're testing. If I give him a break after every 10 minutes, I will be assessing him for 10 days. So it is not humanly possible. But that was his demand.
Yes.
Second demand was, give me a glass of Coke. And his prescription showed that he can't have more than 1/4 of glass of Coke in a day.
Okay, yeah.
So these first two demands I was not able to meet them. But he wrote 10 things. Out of that, 5 or 6 could be easily achieved. So I told him, I will follow everything. After every 10 minutes, I'll give you 32-second break. Now, 32 seconds I take to flip the pages anyway. With everyone.
Yes.
32-second break is not... He was feeling empowered.
Yes.
He was feeling in control. I gave him this bell. I said, whenever it is getting too much and you feel like punching me, just ring the bell and I will stop. He felt so much in control that his neck is in my hands. He worked with me, you won't believe, for 3 hours as a friend. And in between he used humour. Like he will come and say, then say, nah, carry on.
Yes.
We worked for 3 hours. His mother was getting upset outside. What is happening? Is my son alive in the room? Because he never sat down in anyone's room for 3 hours without creating World War III. That is called understanding the person's expression, needs, and be sensitive to it and make it work for them.
Yes.
What he needed was reassurance that whatever he does is okay. He's good enough. And that's what I did to him by saying, you don't need assessment.
Yes.
Then I used the word small assessment, and there is nothing called small assessment.
How did you get around the Coke, the glass of Coke?
Then Coke one was very interesting. I had to tell him, I tried to play around him. I thought that I'm smart, but he was smarter than me. I told him, see, my wife is quite weird and she drinks Coke with water. So she mixes 1/4 of the Coke and 3/4 of the water and she drinks that because she's diet conscious. I don't think you should drink Coke. I'll give you a very good juice. He said, no, I will stick to the Coke. I said, but you will have to take it with that weird one. I don't have any other one. He said, I don't mind. So I went inside the kitchen. I added 1/4 of glass of Coke, 3/4 of the water. I pictured myself for evidence. And I gave it to him. He drank that. He felt in control.
Yes, because he'd asked for it and you'd met
I
his
did
request.
not hesitate to fulfill my responsibilities.
Yes.
And I did it.
Yes.
But it worked for both.
Yes, absolutely.
So that is what is important. You have to play with people's needs. You have to understand the needs and be compassionate
Yes.
to make it work for them.
Yes. And take the time at the start to actually understand what those needs are and establish that.
You should be an innovative person. If you want to be in a field where you need to develop a leader,